Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Keiser Voices. And we're excited because we are live on set at the DeVos Post-Production Studio. And we are excited to have Oshane Lewis join us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Heather, for having me. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, honor's ours. So Oshane, for those of you who don't remember him from a previous episode, is our Vice President for Student Government Association. So he's going to help us talk a little bit about residency, our theme for this month, and how to make the most out of it by building leadership, connection, and community here at Keiser University. But I think let's take this back a second, Oshane.
Okay.
Let's start and go back to talking about student government, or SGA, because we both know I'm going to start acronyming everything out from this point forward. What is student government, and how is that helping our students here at Keiser University?
And that's a very good question, because the SGA, the Student Government Association, and particularly for the Keiser University Graduate School, is the student voice for graduate school students. So regardless of their program, regardless of how long they have been a part of Keiser Graduate School, whether they're transferring in or just starting out, it's important for them to understand that SGA is their voice, and it represents a combination of the officer's voice, but more so the student population, their interest, what they'd like to see, how they'd like to see it done, and how best they can get the best experience out of graduate school.
You know, and I think that's important that you pointed it out, the voice of the students, because oftentimes we find ourselves in situations where the students may be more comfortable sharing an experience, a concern, or just a question. Like they're too embarrassed to ask a question out loud, but they're comfortable coming to you guys as the officers. And you and I just had this the other night. There was concern from a specific program. Some changes have been made to some classes. And even though the notifications had gone out, there were still some concerns that needed to be addressed. So, you know, they came to you.
And that's important. What we find is that we oftentimes create these, I'm going to say, support groups or student support groups.
Survival groups?
Survival groups, which are subgroups within our own spaces, whether it be program specific or just community specific, or if you find individuals or students rather that lives in your locality, you can have that kind of a group formed. And then you might communicate through your platforms and you have those questions posed. So when you have the representation of SGA in these rooms, it's important for us to post in our discussion post or interact with our classmates to let them know that they have this kind of representation. And you find that for some reason, they are more open to share. Sharing opportunities, sharing challenges, share in any kind of way that we can make their experience better. So in that same experience, there was just an open chat with about maybe 20, 25 students in that group. And the question was posed. And because they know, okay, SGA is represented in this chat, there might be some kind of a response outside of what was posted by faculty or staff that could give them some more insight into what's happening. And that was very good for them to have that sense of comfort to step forward.
And for our listeners, SGA has had some profound impacts over the last few years. We've made some major overhauling to our doctoral residency experience, which is what we're going to be talking about today a little bit. And it was changes and feedback and thoughts that the SGA was able to get from the students in attendance, along with their own personal experiences. I mean, I think the whole board currently are in various stages of doctoral programs right now.
Correct.
So it's insightful for us to get this additional feedback from the students. So when we now talk about doctoral residency, which for online students, it is in person here at the flagship campus. This is a real first opportunity to not only visit the campus, but also to meet each other in classrooms and have that in-person experience. Why is this such a valuable opportunity for them in their academic journey?
You know, in our introduction yesterday with students in their session, I pointed out that graduate school can be isolated, primarily because it's solely online, and SGA is online. So I want to make the connection that graduate school is solely online, SGA is online, so which means that everyone can participate. But because of that kind of a potential isolating nature of graduate school, you find that we need that sense of community.
Mm-hmm.
SGA provides that community online. But also at residency, it's amplified. You get to see students which you interact with in a discussion post, names you might see on a roster. You get to interact face-to-face with professors.
Those people you commented on their discussion posts.
Of course. Those you might take personally because they critique your post too strongly. And those that you might just be fond of because they always give you those good compliments. Great job. Even though the professor might say, don't just say great job. But in that same breath, the residency gives students the opportunity to really put that face to the name, the personality, the kind of interaction, the in-person camaraderie that is needed to really validate that, yes, my experience online does translate to in-person interaction that's genuine and true, right? So in that perspective, you get to take everything that was formed in your classroom, in your Blackboard core shell, and bring it to the in-person sessions, ask questions face-to-face, you interact, you engage, and you get to leave with even stronger relationship and network with those that you interact with. Those you didn't know really is the quiet one in the class because they only post because the professor said just post 3 times. And those who might just go the extra mile and do 8 posts or 8 responses, you get to really interact with those students face to face.
I really appreciate your answer as a student services director, because one of the things I always talk about in the orientations, whether we're talking to undergrad students or the graduate students, is our goal within student services is to make sure that our online students are not missing out on opportunities and experiences that they would have received or felt that they would have received differently if they would have attended a campus in person, right? 100%. Your traditional brick and mortar. Yes. So like it's always been my department's goal to ensure that that experience is the same, whether you're in person or online. You still have organizations like SGA, like Student Veterans of America, Psychi, as well. And there's several other organizations. Those are the first ones that always pop into my mind because they're very active chapters. But additionally, the workshops, and more importantly, as we keep talking about residency, those residency experiences, these are all handled in person, but the organizations are virtual. So you can be as engaged as you want to be. We're not trying to do a stick here for enrolling into Keiser University online. But, I just want to make sure that you guys out there are understanding that these are all things that we take into consideration, whether we're talking about engagement virtually in a student organization or even, the engagement here in person at doctoral residency.
But we do understand, though, like when I look at it, we are all, most of us, if not all of us, at Keiser University Graduate School are working adults, right? Majority of the student population is working adults.
The average age is 40. It's like 44 to 55, I want to say, is the average population. Don't quote me. We have to double check the facts here, but it's that. I don't want to say the older adult because I just turned 40 and so I'm still dealing with that. But it's this, we're not fresh out of high school. We're not fresh out of our first experience at college anymore. We are established in our lives for the most part.
Exactly. And it's a combination of knowing that most of us, there's been a gap between our last educational journey or pursuit. So your office does a great job by making sure that we have a lively, active, engaging graduate school population, but also we take into consideration the fact that each student have a life outside of graduate school, whether it be work, family, travel, your own personal hobbies or trips or plans. But in the same breath, the online capacity gives the opportunity for flexibility. So many students join our sessions and cameras are off because they're at work. They just want to listen in and take the tidbits or nuggets that we're giving because of our speakers that are coming in. Right? Because of the topics that we're discussing, because of that online community camaraderie. Look at Mental Health Awareness Month session. That was so empowering, right? Giving our speaker that came in to share and allow us to know that it's okay to not be okay. And it really touched my heart to hear the feedback from the students who were all over that click that link to join because of the encouragement from the emails from your department, and because of SGA knowing that they want to create the community that allows everyone to feel a sense of belonging.
So let's take this back to residency a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're here. We're on day 2 of Residency 1. So it's the final day for our Residency 1 students. Those are our newbies, so to speak. Don't tell them I called them newbies. I'm watching you. What can, our students look forward to? Maybe somebody who's considering rolling into a doctoral program in the next year, or, maybe for whatever reason they couldn't attend this year. So they're attending Residency 1 next year, because by the time this airs, our Residency 1 students are already going to have experience today.
Yes.
But what activities can everybody look forward to when they're here at residency?
I want to say that a lot of consideration is placed into formulating the program, right? Good job to Dean Roberts and Dr. Robertson, who is the residency chair, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, committee chair for residency.
Committee chair and the team, because you find that students walk into residency with so many different expectations of what it might pan out to be, because it's that kind of a first time in-person experience. But I oftentimes say through SGA and our sessions, just come with an open mind, right? Because it's going to be session packed with information to equip our students to step forward or to really validate the journey they've already been pursuing, right? For them to know that we are one community and we speak to and speak into and empower students to act and to do what is best for the educational journey, because we're student first, right? So you're going to find listening ear. You're welcome to stop and interact with anyone, ask questions. I oftentimes suggest scheduling time, because everyone is trying to schedule time to speak with someone, to get their ideas heard, whether that be a dissertation topic. You don't have to have one. Whether you're just trying to make sure that you connect with someone, that you don't go home feeling, if you were before, isolated in your journey, right? So you connect on your LinkedIn, you connect on social media, you exchange contact. But when you step onto the campus, you're welcome. I mean, you're going to be seeing the faculty sliding the doors as you walk in, golf cart ride from the parking lot, just because we don't want you to break a sweat. It's that kind of a service for students, right? But in that same breath, when you step into the sessions, it's more so giving you the foundation to understand what is before you, because you're here to achieve one goal, which is to graduate, get your doctoral degree, and go impact society and the world, right? So you get to familiarize yourself with the different sessions, different requirements for your doctoral journey, and also day 2, which is today, is session packed with different topics.
Mm-hmm. I would say that that's my favorite part of doctoral residency. Day 2, I had the opportunity to work with the feedback from SGA.
Yeah.
And then coming in as the student services director for the graduate school, we were looking at the feedback that student government had collected and how do we make the experience more. So day 2, whether you're attending Residency 1 or Residency 2, are conferences. And the thought process was, we want to get you out of your pocket.
Yes.
Like the students in day 1, again, regardless which residency you're attending, you spend the whole day with your faculty, and they're fabulous.
Yes.
No matter the program you're in. And you spend the whole day. This is a small little push for that one. And then you're with your peers, right? The peers that you're already having in all of your courses. And you're really not meeting anybody that you don't particularly know, because you technically know those students. You've never seen them in person. But day 2, and you get to go into these conferences and you're attending these sessions with instructors from other programs. Right. We have some different guest speakers that are coming in, like the online writing lab. The library staff is talking to everybody today. We brought down sports and exercise science program director, Dr. Diaz. He doesn't have a doctoral program, but he's here to provide some motivation and some stretching techniques to students.
Which is needed.
Yeah. And then we have even clinical mental health, their program chair, Dr. Dominguez. She's coming in to talk about self-care while you're in a doctoral program.
Which can be neglected during the journey.
Right. But then you have other sessions that are very common, right? Statistics.
Oh my goodness. Not my favorite topic, but let's talk about it.
Yeah. So
Please attend.
we have a special session for that, just to have that, other people who are like, okay, this is not my subject, right? We also have, which is really kind of fun. It's hosted by Dr. Diaz as well. It's a 5-minute pitch session. So that happens for our doctoral residency 2 students, where they get to try to pitch their doctoral topic to the chairs. Yeah. And then the chairs of all the programs are going to come with some feedback. It's going to be good. It's going to be bad.
Last year, which
was it helpful?
It was very helpful. And
were you trying to solve world issues before you started your dissertation?
No. Okay. And I don't intend to. I plan to do it after.
There we go. That's the key takeaway.
That's my objective. But it was very helpful last year. And I was saying this in our session because our treasurer, Owen, was in that session last year too. And it's so funny. I never knew Owen before that. And it's so funny that he's now part of SGA as an officer. But in the same breath, we interacted knowing that we weren't a part of the same program. Mm-hmm. But in sessions like for today, you get to step outside of meeting with students and faculty that you already know, like you said. And Owen and I were able, live in front of everyone, engage with how to break down my topic and make it into something that is more workable, narrow, right? I'm not using that topic anymore. And I said that to you.
Owen's already been apologized to.
Right. And that's okay. I'm just saying it's okay to come to residency with one idea and leave empowered with something else. Right? It's okay. And that's my journey, right? So in that same session, we're able to dissect it, work with it, and break it down. And I left with something that was workable. Then when I was doing my research, I was led in a different direction, and I'm sticking to the new direction. But I appreciate that moment, though. I really do appreciate that moment.
So this year, we're really excited because SGA is partnering with us for our conferences.
Yes.
And so you are actually going to be hosting a few conference sessions. Can you tell us about the ones you're involved with?
I'm so excited. So I must say we have that dissertation talk, which is important, where we invite Keiser alumni to come in and share and experience their journey. And I'm co-moderating that with the great Dr. Peluso. If you know, you know. And we have AI session. I mean, that's pretty much dominating the space. Mm-hmm. SGA is also moderating the conversation with the AI panel to see how best we can amplify the fact that AI is a resource and not a replacement.
Love that.
Stay tuned to that. It's fundamental. And how much it's needed in our spaces, mm-hmm. because across the workforce, that's where it's going in terms of the applicability of AI in the workforce. So I am in agreement in the sense that I'm not going to allow my biases to display in moderating the session, but to be open in conversation.
He's biased.
We need to make sure that our students are well equipped to plug into those places. And we also have how social media can be used as it relates to networking and career growth. So stay tuned to hear us on that session with our SGA advisor, Dr. Cook, and our social media manager, Ms. Lovo, is going to be a part of that session to share how social media can be utilized to expand your network and why it's important to put yourself out there, because you can't be everywhere all the time, mm-hmm. but your social media is seen everywhere and all the time. So the great work that Keiser University students and alumni does in the community and at work can be amplified in those spaces to create that kind of a constant reward for good and for change and for impact.
Yeah, that's amazing. One last question for you as we wrap up this podcast. What advice would you give? Because you attended 1 and 2 last year.
I did.
And now you're back here with us.
Yes.
You're a student, but you're here more as an admin, or I guess SGA officer role mode. Yes. So you're not actually in the classrooms. You said hi to everybody yesterday, you're helping with the conferences. So you're really kind of on the other side.
Yes.
So taking in consideration your experience and then what you're seeing from, I'm going to say, this side of the table of the experience, what advice would you give to new students who are nervous about this experience?
Don't be nervous. Simple. Don't be nervous. And it's a part of the human interaction. You will have those emotions, and it's okay. But I want to say to all the students, Residency 1 and 2, complete the survey. It's important, mm-hmm. because at Keiser University, we take those feedbacks and we implement those feedbacks. And the job is never done. And that's why we constantly send those surveys out, regardless of what the survey is. Because as an aspiring IO psychologist, it's about
another plug for IO.
Making sure that we capture the data, but we evaluate as we go for future changes and implementation where needed, right? So it's not that we are not doing a great job. It's more so about how can we go and get better. So one, don't be nervous, because we have a great team here to support, to encourage, to pour into, to motivate, and to make sure that all your concerns are addressed. And if they're not addressed, we're working to address them. So in that same breath, as I said to students yesterday in the session, complete your Google review. I'm going to say it here today.
We'll put the link in the chat.
Complete your Google review of Keiser University Graduate School. But even if you don't feel as though you can write a favorable review, the line is always open for conversation as it relates to what we need to improve upon and how we can be better. And then you post your review. All right? But in the same breath, we ask of students not to be nervous, to stay connected, build on those relationships, because that's what's going to take you to the next level, right? It's the support system that you build here, the relationships that you build here, the connections, the persons you can pick up the phone and call or text or connect with through different medium. And also the fact that we grow based off of their voices through the survey and their voices through SGA. So if you have not yet signed up to be a member of the Keiser University Graduate School Student Government Association, this is your opportunity. The link will be there.
We can put the link in the chat too. Okay, we can do that.
So the link will be in the chat. So stay connected. And I'm here if you have any questions. You know where to reach me.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for joining us in the studio, because you've had a busy day about you the last 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
Engaging with the students.
It's been great. And students have been so receptive of us and the programs and the sessions. But I could not leave today without giving a shout to the entire SG officers, our President Shantae Scott, our Secretary Celia, and our newly appointed Treasurer, Owen. And it's so great to work with a team of students that really want to lead and to serve the greatest student population here at Keiser University Graduate School. So I want to reassure everyone that when you speak up and when you join, you have people and students that are going to be listening and working for their best interest.
That's amazing. And we have a special announcement for all of you guys out there. So we're excited. We're kicking it off this month. Again, we're going to partner with SGA. We're going to see how this goes, but it's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
I have high hopes, but we are doing student takeover here at Keiser Voices.
That's right.
So every month, SGA is taking over the hosting responsibilities from me. I'm being kicked out.
No, not literally.
Literally. And they are going to be the ones asking the questions to our guests.
Yes.
So what can they expect from the student takeover episodes?
We want to create this kind of a laid back student lounge approach. And Shantae touched on this a bit, our president at SGA, for students to feel as though they're invited into a space for which the thought process of just rules and all the pressure of formal spaces doesn't exist, right? As the director of student services, maybe students might feel as though they need to, but we want to create this kind of, if you can see what I'm showing, and if you can't see and you're hearing, we're trying to make sure that
he's trying to say I'm strict. That's what he's saying here.
She can be. I mean, she's like, but she's one of our advisors at SG, so we have a good relationship. But we want to make sure that we create a space where students can really hear exactly what they want to hear. So they're going to let us know. And whatever they put forward throughout our sessions at SGA, meetings on a monthly basis, we can carry that over into our podcast session, or we can create something totally new that really revolves and reflects the student population. Yeah. So even though we're taking it over, it's going to be taken over based off of what our graduate school students really want to see and hear.
Yeah, we want to make sure that some of the questions that are coming out of the podcast are also being asked from the students.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Here we're talking about residency. I'm asking the questions, but we want to switch the table around and let the students ask the questions to our guests and make sure that we're getting all the questions answered.
And students also can be a part of the the guest segment interview. So if it is that anyone out there have something burning, or maybe not burning, right? Dr. Peluso would say, what is your burning question? But in that same breath, anything that you'd like to see amplified in this space, please feel free to reach out and share with us so we can platform that for you, because we're trying to create a space, a community for which students can actually launch from with their ideas, their creativity. If you got any talent to showcase, we can create a corner for that too. So we want to showcase all those things, the different facets and colors of graduate school here at Keiser University. So we hope to accomplish just that.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you to Flagship
SGA.
for, say that again.
Thank you for having me and SGA.
And big shout out to the DeVos post-production studio for letting us borrow, I might steal it, but borrow their studio today for this recording. And as always, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow, and we'll catch you on the next one.